Coming into the house, sit. I'm going to have him sit. Always have him sit at this front door. Make sure that he's walking calmly through both ways with you. No, he has anticipation, but he wants to go in, but he's got to wait until you actually allow him, okay, to walk in with you. And I'm just going to do a little left circle like this to go around and close the door. See, it's so easy to do it this way. The more left circles you do, sit, the better it's going to be. That simple little left circle where your body kind of shows him where to go, you're kind of hurting him with your body. It's such an easy thing to do for, for smaller people or for women or whatever, and it really accentuates the fact to the dog that you're in control. And it's just about body language, and it's not about rough stuff. It's about doing the right things at the right time. Lots of those left turns, okay, like this, whenever you're going somewhere, okay, or just doing circles like that. See how the leash is always loose and my body's telling him where to go? Sit. It's just a great way to, have him feel differently about you. It'll create a new, help create a new relationship between you and him. If you haven't been doing those before consistently, that in itself will help. Whenever you have a chance, do those left circles. So now we're going to do the stationing mat exercise, which is my version of go to your place. He loves to do this mat exercise, so I have him sit and wait for permission to go on the mat. And this mat here is in my living room. So with my right hand, I'm going to pat his chest and say, go to your mat. When he goes there, I'm going to help him go there. Down. You don't wait for him to think about it. If he doesn't go down right away, you just put a little pressure on that leash. I'm going to go and close this door here. And then the way this exercise works is you just walk around to different places in the room at first, and he needs to stay there. If he stays there, you come back, and good, he gets a reward. Make sure you put that on the mat. I'm just going to walk to different places, come back. Good. Walk out of his eyesight into the kitchen, come back. Good. Come over here and sit down on the sofa. You want to show me doing that? Because very often, see that? No. He's done that before at different times. It's very common for a person to sit down on furniture like that, and then the dog thinks that's an invitation to come over. So when we see things like this, that's actually a good thing to do, because if we can work on him not doing that anymore, we've made him better. So he hasn't done that for a while, but he used to do it a lot more. Doing it again. Show Rocky. Now, see, now he gets it. Guess what? He gets good. A couple of pieces, a little bit bigger because he did it right. A little bit bigger of a reward. If he screws up and then you get him you reset him and he does it correctly the next time, give him a bigger reward, because he did it correctly. He's learning new things. So that's a concept to use in any mistakes that he's making. Now I'm going to start doing things that are a little bit more difficult for him. There's a hallway there. I'm going to go behind him and go into that hallway door. I'm going to say down, just to remind him what to keep doing. Go back here, close the door, knock on the door a little bit. Oh, he stayed there. Very good. That was very, very tough for him to do for quite a while. Good boy. A couple of pieces for that. I'm going to go outside. And this is really, this is exactly what you're going to be doing in your living room as well. Go outside, he's alone in the living room. Anytime that you're going to do something that might be difficult for him to handle, it's okay to remind him, down. So he's reminded what to keep doing. I'm going to go out here and knock on the door and ring the doorbell. Good. Good. So I'm going to go out there and bang on the windows a little bit, make a little bit more noise. Down. Bang on the windows here. That usually makes dogs get excited. Doorbell, knocking on the door. Very good. 3 pieces for this one. Good. Nice big reward. When they do something exceptional, then you want to reward them a little bit more so they know the difference. You wouldn't be giving him 3 pieces for just sitting. In fact, for sitting most of the time now, you don't even have to give him anything. After a while, you just pat him on the head and say good. Save the rewards for what you're working on or things that are harder to do. See that? No. This is our Rocky. He will lose focus sometimes, and you just keep resetting him and bringing him back down to earth. What you have to remember is that it took his whole lifetime to get to where he was at, which is why you brought him to me. And he's only had about a month of this, so he's doing really well for all this behavior being brand new. And just think how he'll be in a few more months after you continue to practice this. But you know, you're trying to catch up on a whole life of being unfocused and insecure and unstable. So you have to stick with the program and just keep doing this stuff. Even if you can just do this stuff for 5 minutes a day, just be consistent, try to do it every day, and you'll see him continue to get better and better. And you know, in a few months down the line, it'll be a completely different dog. So that's a biggie, and we're going to practice this at your house as well. I can also try things like this. I'm going to say down, apply a little pressure. Good. A lot of dogs, when you pull on the leash towards you, they'll get up and come to you. Down. He knows to stay there. Good. This is a great way to teach the dog a rock solid down stay. So this mat is a very important exercise. It's the foundation exercise for everything. Once he's good in your living room, where you can do all these things, and he stays there, then you want to move the mat somewhere else, because you always want to be pushing the envelope a little bit. If he's not challenged, then it starts getting stale, and he'll start falling asleep on the mat because it's no big deal anymore, and then the training actually goes backwards. So what you want to do is, once he's perfect in one spot, put the mat even on the other side of the room, or change the position of it, or use it in another room or another place, or you can use it in the backyard and come inside. You can use it anywhere. Anywhere where you do this mat exercise, he'll start to associate that area of the house as the calm zone, and a place where he is focused and clear and calm and not reactive. That's why we always practice in the main area, because this is where people walk in, they knock on the door and they ring the doorbell. Down. I'm going to go out again. They'll be like, you know, just out of the blue. You know, somebody walks in like that. Poor Rocky. He's like, that guy's acting strangely. Good boy. So that's why we practice this here, because nope, no crawling off the mat. Because even if that happens at your house, and if you practice this mat exercise, even just 5 minutes a day in that main area where people come in and out of a lot, if you're not there even, or whether you're there or not, if he's just loose walking around and somebody does that, comes unannounced, at the very least, he'll have this fuse where you probably have like 30 or 40 seconds to get him out of there before he starts worrying about this person that's walked through, and go after them. That's the least that you'll have, because teaching a dog how to think and focus like this builds a tolerance to stress, and you start to build this fuse where it takes longer and longer and longer and longer for them to react like they used to right away. It used to be like a hair trigger usually, or within a few seconds they'd do whatever they did, whether it was to run and hide, or whether it's to attack somebody, whatever it is, or bark. No, there's no crawling allowed. Now, this is not his fault, because I'm talking a long time, but see how I'm just touching his little toes like that? I'm not stepping hard to squish his feet, but see how I'm kind of stepping into him, walking him back? You can do that as well. If he gets crooked like this, you can also lure him to be straight. So see how I have food here? Is natural balance sausage? No. See how I'm just going like this? Good. See how I lured him to be straight on the mat again? You never actually even have to touch him. You can just go like this, and you'll steer his body where you want it to go. So he's doing really well. I'm doing a lot of talking here, and he's staying there the whole time. Good. So I'm going to give him some rewards to keep him refocused. But this teaching them to focus and think and be calm in this area can really save a big episode again, because somebody could show up unannounced and just crash through the front door, barge in through the front door, and at least you'll have time to say, Rocky, come, or get him and take him out before he has a reaction, even when he's really surprised. And the more you do this and the longer you do this, the better he'll be with those kinds of things. Eventually, the fuse becomes so long that they just are immune to that kind of stress, and you don't have that problem anymore. And you see how much has been done in just this short period of time. So this could give you, a lot of incentive to continue doing these things, because it is a project that continues when he comes back home to you, and it'll keep getting better and better and better and better. Doesn't mean to say that there won't be, mistakes or things could happen, but just stick with the program, and he'll, in the months to come, you'll see him really change a lot and continue to change. So I'm going to stop talking here. I'm going to give him one more reward here for being so good and staying in a downstay. By the way, keep in mind there's a camera person right there, like 6 feet away from him, staring at him and pointing a camera at him. So that always makes the dogs nervous in this situation. So to take him off the mat, I'm going to stand next to him, just like a downstay out in public, pat my leg and say, "Okay." Comes off the mat.